Welcome back to another GM Corner. My name's Alex.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Scott. And I'm Tim.
And we're going to take another question from the Tome of Topics. Please comment below if you have any questions you'd like us to cover, and we'll go ahead and add them to our list. For today, we have reskinning monsters, or do you create your own?
Yes. I have both reskins. Just reskinning to me is I take the same monster that you have, but I don't like how it looks, so I describe it differently. It does absolutely nothing to the fight.
Yeah.
I just describe, okay, you guys, I use the stats for a goblin, but instead it's not a goblin, it's a person. Or it is the great and mighty demon of the horde that's completely pathetic and means absolutely nothing. Because he's just goblin stats.
Yeah.
That is reskinning.
Or I'll also, take something like a fire nuke, but I want him to be of a different element. So I'll change all the fire stuff to cold or to thunder or...
And that's really very simple in D&D.
In
4th edition, I think it was the best I've seen, but then again, my experience is limited at making new monsters was probably the easiest I saw there. Yeah. So when I had an idea for something and I couldn't find a monster that I could just reskin that had exactly what I wanted, I had to make it on my own, then it was really, I don't know, I spent more time with it, so it's probably definitely partly that. But I had an easy time in 4th edition D&D of just making brand new monsters that fit what I wanted at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have also made bad guys, or enemies from scratch, doing everything. In 5th edition, their attributes don't matter. Almost completely, they don't matter. It just matters what their modifier is. So I just go, okay, these are their modifiers, and completely forget about it.
You do need their attributes a little bit for saving throws. That's
but again, only the modifier really matters.
Only the modifier really matters.
Well, for what armor you need to wear.
I largely just reskin.
If you happen to be playing a system that conveniently has a whole monster manual.
Yeah.
It's a little trickier in some things like World of Darkness that we reviewed, or are going to review. Hello, future people.
Oh, yeah. World of Darkness, Shadowrun, those systems I'm so familiar with. I don't look at books for the antagonists. You guys are fighting mobs, I know what their dice pool is. Yeah. Just because I know, based on your experience level, the danger of the mission, the encounter, whatever, I know how many dice they should have. Yeah. So I don't even bother with any of that, for the most part, for goons and stuff.
Something we forgot to mention, though. Oh.
But for D&D, and that's something I'm self-conscious about, is my encounters suck.
In D&D?
Yeah. I do not put the level of thought into them that you guys do.
Yeah.
That you did for when we were playing 4th edition.
But I think that was a unique game. I've never since or before that put that level of thought into it, and I think it was just because I had a week, and at the time my job was basically brain dead. Yeah. It was all just repeating that. It was working food service, so it was just doing the same things over and over again. Yeah. My mind had plenty of time to think, and so I would plan out encounters while I was doing that.
And you may not have put that much thought into monsters, but I've definitely seen you put that much thought into NPCs that we'd encounter.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. So NPCs I like doing, but yeah.
Fights, you come up with some really
monsters are just NPCs that don't give you a quest.
I mean, that's the social combat in the if it exists in the system.
Yeah, I mean, you come up with some very intricate and fairly detailed maps and everything.
Yeah, I try to at least do the terrain thing, but that's more wargamey than...
Yeah, that's more wargamey, but yeah, your fights are...
Which is just
get a little boring.
The heritage of D&D.
Yeah, I think we find more fun, us as players, with your fights on finding ways of making it entertaining for ourselves than actually doing the fight.
That's always the fun part of the fight, is finding a way to use the terrain or a bear trap.
Oh no, I'm not meaning that. I'm meaning, I am a backstabby person. How am I going to backstab my own friends during this fight? Or hey,
so that's pretty much just you, Tim.
No. I mean, we all do something.
I don't know about that.
I remember one person.
No, I wouldn't say we all. I said maybe we have all had experience with that.
Yeah.
Let's just say a werewolf with a shotgun of silver pellets to the bowels is not a pleasant experience.
I will admit I have done things like that from time to time. I have thrown an ally down a hallway to check for traps.
No traps.
Oh man, they actually did something like that for my D&D game on campus.
Nice.
Had with a rolling ball trap that they had from whatever book it was. I think it was Xanathar's Guide. I had that in a hallway,
which they had to put in because of Indiana Jones.
Yeah. I mean, I had fun with it. I described it differently and made it a lot harder to get through.
Did you foreshadow it though?
Yes, I did.
Good job.
And they still didn't see it coming. I was dropping hints like crazy, and they still didn't see it.
Nice.
There's this crumpled remains of a skeleton here against the wall, like it's almost.
No, it'd be a flattened one.
Yeah.
Flattened skeleton.
Yeah, and so they had one person walk in, and it's like, okay, you see this thing coming down the hall at you. It's like, huh, what is that? Well, it's big, it's round, and it's almost right on top of you. Wow, what is it? Seriously, there's something big and heavy coming right at you.
See, I'm not talking about foreshadowing like that. I'm talking about describing as they come in the slight incline of the tunnel.
Well,
then you just run up and hope for the best on your deck save. At least that's what I did in his game that he's talking about right now.
Yeah, it was fun. The guy sat there right in front of it, and it was like describing his character, going, "Okay, I'm gonna like investigate what this thing is." It's like it's coming at you really fast, and somebody's like, "Oh, that's what's happening." Grabs him and made the strength save to pull him out of the way.
It's really interesting. I think it's getting bigger. It is getting bigger. And bigger. It's massive. Making a lot of noise as it rushes towards you.
There's a red thingy coming toward the blue thingy. I think we're the blue thingy.
Yep. Anyways, but back to creating monsters. I do reskinning more than I do actual creating monsters. I save because for gooks and thugs and small things, I don't want to spend the time that it takes to make my own monster. I save that for like boss fights.
Yeah.
Like Krav, he was technically a reskin, but I did more work on him.
Yeah.
And then my later on bosses for games I've run for other people, and then I think, I think just games I've run for other people. Man, that's sad. I made my own boss monsters. Which they still didn't fight because I forgot about a spell.
Gotta love banishment.
Yep.
Banishment I'm the same way. I typically reskin. If it's someone important, I'll create them from scratch. Or if it's something unique to my story,
right,
I'll create
it's
a goon monster from scratch if it's something I want to be unique.
There's no sense in reinventing the wheel. It's a lot easier just to take a monster that's about the right level.
Unless you can build a better wheel.
Sure. I mean, if you have a need to build a better wheel, that's for like a boss monster or something. But generally, most encounters, you just find a monster that's
how Treads
pretty
came
close.
about. They reinvented the wheel.
Yeah. All right. I think that we've pretty much said it all.
Yep.
As far as we think.
Or did we? Let us know in the comments.
Yep.
Do you reskin? Do you create your own? Or do you not? Let us know down below.
We'll talk to you next time in our next Tome of Topics.